What is the name of the island of Hispaniola? Its original name is Quisqueya, given by its original inhabitants, the Tainos, which means mother of all lands. It is said that other names were used, such as Bohio and Haiti. The latter actually refers to the mountainous part of the island, currently country of Haiti. Later the Spanish named it Hispaniola and Santo Domingo. The Dominicans, being the direct descendants of the Tainos, have Quisqueyan as their second gentilic. When the Spaniards arrived on the Hispaniola island in 1492, the mestizage began, as well as the exploitation of the indigenous people. Later, the Spaniards would bring Africans, and these three groups would mix to form the Dominican people. In 1606, Governor Osorio would depopulate the western part due to smuggling and punished with death penalty whoever occupied this territory. That is why the French settled in that region and populated it with African slaves in 1625, from which the Haitians come. While the indigenous people were already extinct in 1565. Why does Haiti, a country of African descent, have an indigenous name? Before the formation of Haiti, the French colony of Saint-Domingue, there were no Tainos, only mestizos. There were Indians brought by the French from Louisiana, Canada, South America, and Asian Indians sent through the Isle of France, present Mauritius, who represented a very small percentage of the population. With the triumph of the Haitian Revolution, Dessalines and his officials were looking for a name for their new nation, but they needed one that would unify all the blacks of different origins, so they opted for the old Taino name that the island had. As the Indians were seen as a symbol of resistance against the Europeans, Dessalines named his Inca troops thus, although he later called them Armée Indigène. The only indigenous thing they had was their name. It is believed that they chose this name because the mestizo elite rejected both African culture and European rule. Moreover, this would defend the Haitians as successors of the Tainos, which is not true.
Another invention of historical revisionists is that they say that Haiti existed before the arrival of the Spanish, based on the history of Anna.
Anna was not queen of Haiti, that is cultural appropriation. She ruled in the chiefdom of Zaragua, while the name Haiti referred to the mountainous part of the island, and the name was also another appropriation by the Haitians. She has no more relation to present-day Haiti than the territory where she was born. While the current Haitians did not exist at that time, since Saint-Domingue was founded in 1625, unlike the Dominicans who existed in 1492 and who do have Taino DNA. And no, obviously the Tainos do not resemble the current inhabitants of the island, and much less the Haitians. Why most Dominicans have indigenous DNA while Haitians have almost none? The little they have is from the Dominicans who lived in the province of Hincha, which was annexed by Haiti. The Dominican people, or at least a large part of them, descend from the Tainos who inhabited the island of Hispaniola or Quisqueya. A proof is in their DNA, which has 4% percentage of native DNA, product of miscegenation, and it was in Hispaniola where the first interracial marriages of the continent between Europeans and Indians and later Africans took place. This resulted in the Dominicans, the first Hispanic American people. This would be one of the most important historical events in the history of the Tainos. But the most important inheritances are the indigenous words that are preserved to this day to name villages, places, objects, and plants. They also inherited the techniques of cultivation, gastronomy, and their medicinal knowledge, as well as almost all their art. Another not so well-known inheritance was the mute dog Aon, which the Tainos also had, was mixed to be what we know today as the dog of unknown race or virolata. So the indigenous legacy did not disappear completely from the Dominican Republic. On the other hand, some Haitian nationalists say that the entire island is called Haiti to appropriate it. It is as absurd as if we said that the entire American continent belonged to the United States of America. No, having a territory and a bit of the DNA of its ancient inhabitants does not make them heirs. For example, it is as if the heir of ancient Greece were not the Hellenic Republic but Turkey and North Macedonia. Belize of the Mayans instead from Mexico and Guatemala. Apparently some Haitians forgot that their ancestors were the last to arrive on the island.